Thursday after he arrived at The Hague via a chartered jet. Duterte has yet to face the tribunal, but he already takes full responsibility for police actions during his bloody war on drugs. We have this report.
Former President Rodrigo Duterte was officially turned over to the International Criminal Court's Judicial Cooperation Division officials upon his arrival at the Rotterdam-The Hague airport. Prior to landing, the former president delivered a message to his supporters.
For all of the whatever happened in the past, ako na yung nag-front sa ating law enforcement at military. Sinabi ko na, I will protect you and I will managot sa lahat. This will be a long legal proceedings. But I say to you, I will continue to serve my country at so be it. Ganun ang
Analyst says there are several firsts in Duterte's arrest by the ICC.
This is the first case, I think, that is going to deal with a situation that is not from sort of war or election-related violence. This is basically about extrajudicial killings within the so-called drug war. So it's basically about a president ordering its forces to sort of clean up the streets from alleged narco-traffickers, which led to thousands of civilian deaths. So I think it's also in that sense special, and of course is the first case that relates to Asia that is leading to a trial. So in many ways it's really a first.
She also sees a trial happening sometime next year because the pre-trial will take months to conclude. Duterte was arrested for murder charges, one of the crimes against humanity where the ICC has jurisdiction. It was in 2021 when the ICC investigation began. Though the Philippines has already withdrawn from the ICC in 2019, the crimes being investigated were committed when the country was still a member. The prosecutor of the ICC hails Duterte's arrest as an important moment for victims of his brutal drug war.
And the fact that it's been executed is important to victims. It means a lot, I think, to victims. That's the feedback we've already received. And many say that international law is not as strong as we want, and I agree with that. But as I also repeatedly emphasize, international law is not as weak as some may think.
Meanwhile, Duterte's daughter, Vice President Sara Duterte, has also arrived in the Netherlands to help organize the legal team for her father. She was assisted by the Dutch Foreign Ministry and the Dutch National Police Corps. Upon the embassy's representation, the Netherlands immigration authorities granted those who escorted the former president, including his nurse and aide, 2-day visas to enable them to rest and recover for their return flight. Former Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea was also issued a 15-day visa as counsel of the former president and has been granted permission to visit Duterte at the ICC detention center. And because it's winter season in Europe, the embassy also delivered winter clothing and care packages for the former president. Meantime, the Justice Department says the investigation on other key personalities in Duterte's drug war is underway. Undersecretary Nicolas Felix T. says former PNP chief and now Senator Ronald De La Rosa and retired police chief Oscar Albayalde are among the key figures in the ongoing probe.
Hindi kami privy kung sino talaga yung kung anong status ng investigation sa ICC, but ang alam lang namin, nabibig namin sa mga bali-balita, nakasama sila sa mga ina-investiga.
The Undersecretary, however, says no arrest warrants have been